to my live stream. I know it's been a little bit since I've done any sort of live streaming, but I figured, why not? Also, I should probably change the name of this stream because it didn't actually give me the opportunity to beforehand. So just give me 1 second and I'll do exactly that. So we are going to title this stream um, we're gonna name it Casually Walking Through the Wasteland. There we go. Hopefully that changed it, because right now it won't actually let me see it on my phone. Oh, there we go. It has changed it. Awesome. So now that that's all sorted and settled with, we are going to go with here, and hey, I have an avatar now. It's not the best avatar in the world, but at least it's an avatar. I'm actually using FaceRig for this avatar. Um, Once I get an actual camera, I'll be able to do more than just do the lip talking thing. But for now, let's go with new game. We'll start new one.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
I should tell you now that I have actually played this game before, way back when. Not a computer, but I have played it and beaten it way back when, so I do kind of know what I'm doing, sort of, somewhat. I do also have all the DLCs for this game. I have not played any of the DLCs. I've seen some walkthroughs of them, however. But all DLCs are essentially new to me.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
I am not Courier. I am Rusty.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
I don't really do too much of the customization. I tend to leave it mostly like this. Then I tend to go with this preset, and that's about it.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet.
Yeah, I'm not really a character maker in that sense.
Over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
It's always a race because it's about as fast as I can move.
So far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. You'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
What I like to do, I just like to go to the very end and then put my points in like this. So what I like to do is I like to put my intelligence up to 8, perception up to either 6 or 7, my charisma I don't really care for it. Put my luck at 7. Let's do another perception, because why not?
Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a big one dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
Come on.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog. House. Night.
For me, the first thing that comes to my mind is day, but they don't have that.
Enemy. Light. Mother.
And for this one, I would say father, but they don't have that.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
I'm not really one for conflict, so I agree.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
I disagree with that.
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
I also disagree with that.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
I'm also disagreeing
I
with that.
charge in to deal with my problems head on. Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see. Okay. How about this one?
We'll go with the ship at sea.
Last one.
Someone actually made a mod about this a long time ago, because it looks like two bears high-fiving. But I don't have the mods installed or anything like that.
I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results.
Yeah,
See if it all seems right to you.
This is essentially a completely vanilla game that I'm playing. I don't want speech, I want... Let's get butter up. Yeah, I think that would be good. Guns, barter, and speech.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Let's see here. I like to go with good-natured, because it gives me +5 to every non-weaponized thing, but it gives me -5 to every weaponized thing. Now, because I take that, I usually go with Trigger Disciplined. Usually that's great for me, but Wild Wasteland is also great. I wish I could choose more than, well, two traits, because if I could take 3, I'd take this and take the Wild Wasteland. Screw it, let's take the Wild Wasteland, because I think I can get Trigger Discipline at another level.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
So shift is what makes me walk.
Here, these are yours. It was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Thank you for passing me up.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
No, I won't be playing hardcore mode. At least not yet, anyways. Not that I'm not used to, the game or anything. But I want this to be casual. .25 repair grade, I leave it alone because I don't know what my skill is for that. Repairs 27. Oh, okay. Well, then I will repair this. What about this? Increase some stimpaks. I don't really use chems in this game very often. Not because they're not helpful or anything, it's just because, well, I'm not really a chem kind of user in this game, or in these types of games. That footlock is empty. Ammo box, that footlock is empty. I'll take some of that and some of that. There we go. Yeah, so basically what I like to do, I just like to look around, see what he has. Some games I play it as like a bartering, like a trader essentially. And others I just kind of work as a mercenary. Well, for most of the time I work like as a mercenary. And then I get some where I'm just like, man, I just do whatever. Those don't happen very often, but it does happen once in a while. Oh, that is great. Old World Blues. The Reunion. Honest Heart. That's empty. Hey, buddy.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Thanks for digging me out of the
Don't
grave.
mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How did he happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
Do you know the men who attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
Okay, how did he end up here?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
Right, I've never seen a robot like you before.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
Alright, well, goodbye, Victor.
Happy trails!
Alright, so I guess we're going on to the saloon then. Right, shift is walk. Gunrunner's Arsenal. I think that's one of them that always loads in like the last. Like last of the DLCs to load in is Gunrunners. No, I guess Dead Money is.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Can you suggest a route to Prim?
Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can.
Alright, I don't suppose there's any work available.
Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it, take these. If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you the edge you need. You'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful, though. Put too much pressure on them, and they'll snap.
Alright.
Always happy to help someone down on their luck.
What do you do around
I
here?
help geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rad scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Good Springs, so wildlife is always creeping in.
Alright, what about the areas around
Sure.
here?
What do you want to know?
What other towns are here?
Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there.
Yeah, I knew that.
If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot.
I guess my guy technically does have amnesia, so NCR?
The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west, fixing on making Nevada their own. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so I tend to let it go. Not that I got a choice.
What does the NCR keep you safe from?
Well, the wildlife for one thing, rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other group from the east, too.
Alright, what do you know about the other group?
Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited.
What creatures are out there?
Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing to really worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Good Springs. The critters up there are big and poisonous.
Alright.
If you want to know anything else, just ask.
Doc said you can teach me a few things.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Yeah, I guess technically my character only knows that he's been shot in the head by someone. He knows he's a courier from the note. And he has some stuff on him from before. Other than that, I don't really know what else the game really told me until they told me right now. Cause I know essentially what happens in
See
this
the
game.
sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them. That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and then shot. Well, that's a start. but I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
Okay.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
Now I like the varmint rifle, because even though it's like a bolt action, it's a decent and reliable gun for the early game. Now I actually like to use bolt actions and semi-automatic rifles. Not necessarily like AKs or stuff like that, but similar rifles to like a varmint rifle or a hunting rifle or stuff like that. She keeps stopping.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way. Okay, you're on. Go give him hell.
Yeah, I'm never really sure where to aim on these types of guns. Because when I'm aiming, I think that I'd have to put the tip there onto like an enemy like that, right? But when I do that, I seem to miss. So I aim like down here for where the head is, and I also seem to miss. So I don't get exactly how the game registers where you're shooting. Because this to me seems like I should hit it. But yeah, this to me seems like I should be hitting the ground. I just really don't fucking get it.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
Sure.
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me.
But yeah, I never understood that, because sometimes when I aim down the sights and I aim just below them, it will hit them, but yet sometimes it won't. So I aim up higher, and sometimes I hit and sometimes it won't. It makes no sense to me. Oop, I accidentally shot Cheyenne. Okay, yet stop with the slow motion shit.
Whoa, careful! Holy moly. If you hadn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure. I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
I thank you.
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
Nah, I got it from here.
Okay, say no more. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
Alright, will do. Also, the reason why I don't tend to do that last quest is because it's a lot of running around with no real XP gain that, and I don't use that mechanic often enough for me to justify making the healing remedy that she wants me to make. Yes, I know tentative aspects of it. Keep saying that until I do it. But I don't really use VATS all that much either in this game. Like, I do use it, but not a lot. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Oh, yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that. So I could put that on, because it gives me a little bit of damage resistance and damage threshold. Now, I do prefer using metal armor. I'm gonna put on the pre-war hat. And this is all the stuff that I have. Anything that comes with the DLC is fully repaired, like full durability. Anything that I get other than the stuff that I get from the DLC stuff is not. Hey there, Easy Pete.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
What the hell is your problem?
Dude, I'm just standing here. What the fuck is your problem?
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon.
Overheard your argument.
Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
Thought that he wasn't able to find him.
Cobb hasn't exactly been looking for Ringo too hard. I think he's afraid that Ringo will ambush him, which is probably true.
What are you gonna do about it?
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him.
Powder gangers?
Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
Alright, where is he now?
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. Alright.
I'm trying to track down the people that
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since.
Did they see where they were going?
They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back.
Why is that?
That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
Alright, so where were they headed?
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
Alright, want me to take a look at the radio?
Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world, and that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman.
Alright, do you know the robot that rescued me?
I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me.
You don't like him?
It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy.
Alright, well, what does he do around
Other
here?
than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before.
How long has it been here?
It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was.
Alright, let's talk about
Fine by
something
me.
else. Do you get many visitors?
Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
Alright, anything else going on?
There's always something interesting going on, but the biggest news has to be the come and dust up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam.
Why do you think they both want the dam?
I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something.
Alright, what can you tell me about the Legion?
Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistaking it when you see them. The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to luck that the Legion hasn't overrun the territory.
Alright, well, we'll talk
Be
to you later
careful
then.
out there.
Repair the radio. Is there more than one radio in here? That was a jukebox I was playing. Well, hopefully that doesn't give me any copyright strikes when I
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that.
when I post this onto YouTube. I fixed your radio.
Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work.
I am a nice guy, but if I have the skill, I'm going to do it.
Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this sort of thing. Here's some additional caps. That should be enough. Now, how about spending some of those caps in the saloon?
What do you
Got a
have for
special
sale?
discount for you after what you done for us.
You have a couple good things. Sure, I will take that. Shit.
Thanks. Be careful out there.
Will do.
Hello.
Oh, hello. I guess someone was walking in as I was walking out. Well, let's go meet this Ringo guy. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could technically head out that way and go to the quarry junction, but there's a lot of things there.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me? Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. What say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan? You know how to play?
Did you know that there's someone looking for you?
He doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight.
Okay, why are they out to get you?
My caravan was on the return trip from California and heading back to the company branch in New Vegas when we got jumped. Not even a drop your weapons and hands up before the bullets started flying. We put up a good fight, but there was too many of them. I took a few of the bandits down before I ran, so I figure their friends are out for revenge.
Alright, well, what are you gonna do about
I'm
them?
gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own.
Alright. You need a high gun? I'm
All
available.
I've got left on me are a handful of caps. But you get me out of this, and I'll make sure the Crimson Caravan pays you back. You've got my word.
Okay.
We just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board...
I'll ask her.
Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Take all of that. Take all of that. That's... Shit, I'll take all of that since it's free. Take all of that. Take the doctor's bag. The box is empty. I'll take that. That's empty. Take those. Take that whiskey, because why not? Take the maze. I can't pick that up. And I don't know why that counts as stealing. Because when he leaves, there's no one here to even pick those up. I don't know. Well, let's go talk to Sunny Smiles.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer?
A little bit, but I'm gonna need your help.
Say no more. I'm in.
Just like that?
Just like that. I have a feeling that I'm going to end up fighting those guys one way or another, so I might as well get it over with. Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo, but I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great.
Alright, any ideas to convince Trudy?
A silver tongue would help. Convincing Trudy that we had a good plan to win the fight would also help.
Alright, what about
Anything
Chet?
give is in Chet's vocabulary. Even with the town at stake, he'd still make you barter with him.
Alright, what about Easy Pete?
Easy Pete's pretty protective of his dynamite. You'd have to convince him you know a thing or two about explosives before you handed it over.
Alright.
I'll be waiting.
Well, I'm not very good with the whole explosive things, because I don't use that.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right.
Yeah, you should help me take down. Be lots of fun.
I was planning on sitting this one out, but for some reason, I can't help but like you. I'm with you. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this militia you're creating. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped. The general store probably has what we need in stock.
Alright.
Be careful out there.
I leveled up. Oh. What I want to do is... I could try and get it up. I think I need 25. I think I need 25 and 30 medicine. Let's see. Let's go science. I just want to see if the if that one perk is somewhere around here. No, it doesn't seem to. Oh well. Well, what I'll do then is I will do... I'll do this one because it really isn't anything that I want to have right now. Yeah, so I can essentially put my items in here and it'll be wherever I need it to be.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
Alright, tell me about the mod
Weapon
ammo.
mods are things like silencers, scopes, bigger magazines. Special ammo includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target as much, but let you punch through armor easier. There's also hollow point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill unarmored targets easier, but they don't do shit against armor.
Alright, well, what makes the surplus ammo
It's
for
all
you?
about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you use those kind of bullets.
Alright, do you know about the situation?
If Ringo doesn't head out on his own, I think we should hand him over. The town shouldn't get itself mixed into the problem. Don't mistake that for coward talk, though. We're a town of survivors. We'll fight tooth and nail if pushed, but we don't go looking for trouble.
Alright, do you know anything about the people that
The
attacked me?
leader was a New Vegas type. Typical city boy. He had a bunch of Great Khans with him, probably hired guns. The Great Khans normally stay in their own territory way up northwest, on account of them being enemies with the NCR.
Have you ever been there?
Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at the card tables. In that order, now that I think about it. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. It's the best casino in the city. You won't regret it. Word of advice, behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. House's robots, you don't want to be causing trouble on the strip.
Alright, well, what is Mr. House, or
I'm
who is he?
afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino, Lucky 38, but nobody goes in or out except his robots. The other casinos follow Mr. House's rules, so I guess that makes him the leader of New Vegas. As far as I know, nobody's ever laid eyes on the guy. I think that robot who pulled you out of the dirt belongs to Mr. House. If Mr. House is looking after you, it's got to be a good thing, right?
I guess so. What can you tell me about the Great Khans?
They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. They'll leave you alone unless you got something they want. The Great Khans deal in illegal chems. There's a good chance that most chems you come across were made by Great Khans.
Alright, I need supplies to fight the powder gangers.
Now just hold on. I never voted to take on the powder gangers. That's a 1,000 cap investment you're talking about.
Sure, let them take over the town. You'll be much better off.
You made your point. I can provide people with some leather armor and extra ammo. Sure hope it's worth it. And, I'll be guarding the store while all this is going on. I have to put my business first. You understand.
That's alright. As long as you're
Take it easy
helping.
now.
Okay, I think I have enough skill for explosives 27. And Easy Pete's not there. Might be inside, so we'll go talk to Doc first. So I think he just needs 30 medicine. I should also go talk to Victor too. Hey Doc, where are you?
Welcome back. I had hoped you wouldn't need to come see me again so soon. What can I do for you?
The town's gonna be attacked. Anything you can do to help?
Seems like wherever I go, it's always the same. Folks just never leave each other alone. Oh, I'm not much good in a fight with my bum leg. And my supplies are scarce, but I'll give you what I can spare.
Alright, yeah, 30. They'll be using explosives. Do you have something for more serious injuries?
I ain't got much, but it'll do you more good out there than it will in here. Take what I got. You take care now.
Yeah, sorry, Doc Mitchell, but these supplies go for the greater good of the town. I get a little bit, of course, but the town gets most of it. They can only get like 2 or 3 things, I think. But basically, doing all of this will increase the chances of the town surviving.
Howdy, partner.
Hey Victor, are you decent in a fight?
Trouble with rustlers, huh? Count me in, partner. Those varmints will be running home with their tails between their legs soon enough.
Perfect, thank you.
Happy trails!
So yeah, Trudy is gathering the townspeople. I got Cheyenne in because, well, she's the first one I talked to. I got Chet to give some of his supplies to defend. Dr. Mitchell to give supplies for healing. All I can do is see if I have enough skill for Easy Pete's dynamite.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
Do you know about the people who attacked me?
The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say.
Alright, what do you know about Joe Cobb?
Bad trouble.
That's helpful.
Welcome.
Why are you called Easy Pete?
Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now, just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners.
You digged for gold?
Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it.
Make a good point. Did you ever find anything good?
Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out.
Alright, what's wrong with the
Don't get me
NCR?
wrong. The NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Goodsprings and Prim don't stay independent for long. Not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away.
Alright, tell me about the Legion.
They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them.
What's so important about this dam?
The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory.
Alright, what do you use the Bighorners for?
Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. You just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered.
Alright, and what do you know about Victor?
The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be.
Alright, I hear you got dynamite.
Too dangerous. Wanna kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Uh-huh. Guess you know what you're doing. I'll go dig it up and get it ready. You'll have it by the time the fighting starts.
Awesome. Goodbye.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Alright, will do.
Hey.
So, that's basically everyone. Not too often I can get all those people to agree. But I guess I just put the skills points right into the necessary spots. Hey, Ringo, right there.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us?
Sonny's with us.
Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. Unless you think there's something else you can do.
No, let's do this.
All right, I'm ready. I hope.
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play.
How many are there?
At least 6. Joe Cobb included. They look pretty mean.
Let's go.
Oh, Easy Pete came through with the dynamite. Here's your supply. I really hope I don't blow myself up. I'll be set up near the store. Let's hope that the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
Let's hope. That should have done something. Yay. I don't care about the powder gangers. Although I will search them for some of their stuff.
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be gone in a few days. If you ever visit New Vegas, look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp.
Alright. Well, Trudy's still standing. Cheyenne is still there.
Hey.
Looks like everybody got out in one piece. So that's good. Take the single shotgun. Take the bottle caps. I'll take that because why not? Yeah, it looks like everybody survived the attack, so that's good. I'll take the Magnum revolver and the stealth boy, because why not? But anything else, I'm just basically gonna leave here. Repair that a little bit. Shit. So I guess now that that's all done and dealt with, is I'm gonna go to the school. Because I was told that there's some goodies in the school. But yeah, Victor wasn't there when the fighting started. Even though he said he would be.
Howdy, partner. So when do the rustlers show up?
They were here. The fight's over.
Really? I must have dozed off. Although that's never happened before.
There may be a daddy crash on one of your memberships.
All right. But put everything back the way you found it.
Interesting.
Never heard of it. I truly am sorry I couldn't help you, partner. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
No, that's it. So someone
Happy
deliberately
trails.
turned them off. I don't know why. Well, I know who did it, but it was House that turned them off. But I don't understand why he did that. Yeah, I still don't really understand the aiming thing. Shit, wrong button. I'll take that. Nothing in there that I want. That's empty. Can't access. Oh, and that's empty. Sometimes you'll get lucky and those won't be empty. Sure. Just step on them. That works. Well, at least I'm clearing out this place so that whoever wants to set up shop here, when they can, will be able to do it. Boy, all the lockers are empty this time around. That's unusual. I'll take the bobby pins. And there's nothing there. Activate the terminal. Yes, I know. So what I like to do is I like to try and find, where is it? There is a specific thing I'm trying to look for. If anybody's played any of these Fallout games, you'll know. Like that. Aw, that did the allowances. That's not what I wanted. Boy, really, there's only one? Okay, ceiling. So it's not heading. It's not reading, it's not lending. Meeting? Getting, that's what it was. Disengage the lock. Which will let me take all of these. Okay, so now that's over and done with. I guess the next thing to do is head down to Prim. It's going to be a little bit of a walk. I should probably put my gun away so I can move a little bit faster. Oh, there's something over here. Ben tin can. This is a one of those wild, wacky wasteland things. Basically, this is an Indiana Jones reference. When he goes into a refrigerator to escape a bomb. Like, I think it was like a nuclear bomb, and he survives within it, which is completely not right, but let's put that on. Don't I look fancy? No, I'm good. I'm good with what I have, game. What's in here? Nothing. So I'll take that. Now I'll also take a key. What's in the locker? Nothing that I want. Use the key. What's in here? Ooh, yes, yes. Sure, why not? Take that as well. No, I wanna... There we go. Nothing up there. And that's pretty much it. So I got a couple things to do. I can go that way. Or I could go this way. Let's go this way, because why not? have to be careful around the powder gangers. Because they don't like me all that much. And they throw sticks of dynamite and other wonderful explosives at me. Especially the ones that really don't like me. Hey, radiation. Wonderful. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to get Fallout 3. Because I have Fallout 76 because a friend got it for me. Even though I really don't like Fallout 76 due to, well, one, its buggy launch. And honestly, the way that they took Fallout 76 is just, in my opinion, a really bad fucking way that they took it. And the only reason I didn't play it is because, well, my friends got it for me, and they wanted to play it. That's literally the only reason.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Prim is off limits.
I can take care of myself.
It's your ass. Don't say you weren't warned.
Well, you know, for an off-limits place, for an off-limits place, you really don't care if I go through it. Yeah, because technically, a regular quote-unquote civilian would not be able to wander into an encampment like this.
We won't. I'm Lieutenant Hayes of the New California Republic Army, 5th Battalion, 1st Company. What's your business?
What are you doing out
We
here?
were sent out here to hold back the tide of convicts from the correctional facility. As you can probably tell, we aren't doing the kind of job we could be doing.
Well, what's the problem?
The mission isn't a problem. The problem is with supplies. Convicts are better armed and organized than our intel initially suggested. I'm trying to get some reinforcements here, maybe some guns with some firepower, but shit. Things are just going slow.
Tell me about this facility.
Most people just call it NCRCF. That's NCR Correctional Facility. A little bit ago, the convicts there staged a coup. Killed the guards that weren't able to escape. And I've been ransacking the area since then.
Alright. What information do you have on them?
Not much. They've taken to calling themselves powder gangers. Mostly because they've taken to using the explosives meant to clear boulders as weapons. They got organized faster than I would have thought. Most of them, at least. Thankfully, the small group in town here seem to have split off from the main force, so they aren't getting anything in the way of support.
Alright. I have other questions.
I have some free time. Ask away.
I guess I don't have other questions.
Sir.
Evening.
I love how he just divulged all that information to a complete stranger. Well, I guess technically I wouldn't be a complete stranger since I am a courier. I guess they would know that I am a part of the courier services. Hey, what are you doing?
You lost? When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
Okay then. Yeah, I did not feel like exploding. At least I could see those ahead of time. So, for whatever reason, I was thinking that it was V to go in and out. Come on. Oh, he healed himself up. You'll take these. I'll leave the rest. Thank you for all of that. Repair the bombing rifle. Yeah, I don't get how I can see them from so far away, but yet if I try and shoot them, my bullets don't reach. Will this reach? Come on. Where you going? Oh, I'm getting a little stuck. You're an enemy of the people here, so I had to do that. And there's more in there that I still have to go through.
I don't know what it was brought you to Prim, youngster, but you might want to rethink your plans. Town's gone to hell.
Who are you?
Johnson Nash is my name. Husband to Ruby Nash. Lived in Prim going on 8 years now, thick and thin. I'm a trader primarily, for what it's worth with things like they are. I also run the local Mojave Express outpost.
I'm a courier with them.
Well, I don't got any work right now, sorry to say.
Well, I lost a package.
I'll tell you whatever I can. You have a delivery order you can show me?
What about this one?
Oh, we're talking about one of them packages. That job had Strange written all over it, but we couldn't turn down the caps.
What was strange about it?
That cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers. Each was carrying something a little different. Pair of dice, chess piece, that kind of stuff. Last word I have from the office, it looked like payment had been received for the other 5 jobs. Guess it was just your chip that didn't make it. First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Hope a storm from the divide skins him alive. Well, that's where you came in.
he canceled?
Yeah, got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. His expression turned right around. Asked me if your name was for real. I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. Then he turned down the job, just like that. I asked if he was sure it was good money. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. Like the Mojaves sort you out or something. Then he just up and walked out.
Do you know who he was?
No idea. Sounds like you two had a history for him to act like that. And turn down the money, too. Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Maybe he thought your name was bad luck. Well, not for me to say.
Cowboy Robert, you know the one over there?
Nope. Different fella. Bigger. Had himself a face on a screen. And he talked more like you or me.
Okay. The men that stole my package, do you know if they passed this way?
Well, now that you mention it, a few nights back, one of the townies was out scavenging for supplies. He said he saw a fellow with a daisy suit come through with some of them Great Con misfits. They was talking about a chip.
One of those men shot me. I know the best way to get them.
Well, for that, your best bet is going to be talking
Ooh,
to Deputy Big. Since they came to town, he was keeping a good bit of notes on them, and he was slinking around Bison Steve when your pretty boy friend came through. He may have heard where they were going.
Alright, I'd like to ask you about something else.
I guess I don't have anywhere better to be.
I want to ask you more about the delivery.
Sure, I'll tell you what I know.
I guess that's it.
A Beagle had some notes he was taking while he was eavesdropping around the Powder gangsters. He'll be your best source of information on that subject.
Alright, what can I do to help Prim?
Right now, Beagle's the closest Prim's got to any organized law. But he's still stuck up in Bison Steve. First thing I'd say is get his sorry butt out of there.
Alright, what do you keep calling them gangsters?
Gangers, gangsters, all sounds like trouble to me.
Fair enough.
Well, I'll answer what I can.
Right, where can I find the office?
Sure do. I run the courier office out of my shop. Leastways I did before things went to hell around here.
Alright, I still have more questions.
Ask away.
What happened to Prim?
Let's see. Been tough around here for a good while now. Worse since them thugs kidnapped our deputy. It started with the breakout from the prison up the road. First there was just a few thugs rolling through town, but then they got organized. Now they call themselves powder gangsters or something, and run around throwing dynamite and shooting people. Little while ago, a good chunk of them left whatever kind of organization they got up there to squeeze all the food and drink out of us they could.
Alright. What's at Vicky and Vats's?
That's where we are. This here little casino brought some cash and bodies into the town before them powder gangsters came in. Now, they can't rush us without eating a good bit of hot lead, but we are in a kind of box canyon. Guess this is a fitting place for that as any. I reckon that if they thought hard enough about it, they'd realize they got more bodies than we have bullets. But for now, we're safe enough in here.
Alright. What's the Bison Steve?
It's an old hotel and casino here in town. Old Laura used to rent out rooms there, but she took off months ago. Across the way from the Vicky and Vance, the other old casino. Can't miss it.
Alright, you say the powder gangs kidnapped the deputy?
Well, you can call Beagle a deputy so long as you don't harbor too high an opinion of the word. Boy was about as useful as tits on a rad scorpion. Only qualification he ever had was to be brother to the wife of the sheriff. Still, I suppose he don't deserve what's befell him. We would have considered paying the ransom if we'd had caps to spare.
Alright, do you have anything for sale?
Sure, have a look.
And got some ammo. I'll take the card. Because why not? Ooh, they got themselves a service rifle. They got themselves a couple of varmint rifles. Sure, I'll accept that, and then I'll
Give
go.
me a shout if you need anything else. Later.
See you later. Well, time to go rescue the Deputy Bagel. No, but it looks like you sure did. That was weird. Oh, I shot his gun out from on his hand. Alright, well, I'm gonna repair my varmint rifle with those, and I keep hitting the wrong button. No, I need a repair of 35 or higher. Couple tow cars. But other than that, there's not too much around here. So I'll take that. If I had the skill, I'd pick that open. But unfortunately, I don't have the skill. Ow. There we go. Oh, I'm out of ammo for this gun. What I will do though is I will repair this leather armor with that leather armor. repair that. There we go. Now, unfortunately, I'm running low on this weapon. Let's see, you were the leader. Could've sworn I got someone over here, but maybe they ran away. They did run away. I got 2 shots left. I leveled up. Alright, no, I won't do any lock picking. I'll do guns. And I'll do that. Take all of that. I'm getting close to my carrying capacity. Aid. Okay, I'll eat one of these. Take one of those. Take one of these. Shit. A trooper helmet, I'll take that definitely. As much as I like my Desperado Cowboy hat, a trooper helmet will actually help me resist some damage instead of the just give me an extra 1 perception.
I don't suppose you came here to rescue me. I'd cross my fingers, but my hands are numb.
You must be Deputy Beagle.
Why, yes I am. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm in a bit of a predicament here. I'd be most appreciative if you'd set me free.
Alright, how did you end up being a hostage?
I must say it's been the low point of my career in law enforcement. The powder gangers stole into town at night and murdered my sister and her husband, the sheriff, in bed while I was sleeping in the office. I watched them for a bit, waiting for the right moment to pounce and arrest the lot of them, taking careful notes as I watched. To my dismay, they found me while I waited in the shadows and brought me here.
I hear you have information.
Indeed I do, good sir. And I would be thrilled to share that information with you as soon as I am released from captivity.
Alright, I'll let you free.
Oh, that's just marvelous. I think I'll be making my way outside now. The air's a little close in here.
Okay.
Then I'll defer to your superior appraisal of character and prowess in contests of arms, and see you outside.
I will definitely let you do that. There we go. Almost completely conditioned 9mm. Alright, no 5.56. You know, let's use the caravan shotgun. But also I need to get my health up a little bit. There you go, let's see how that works. So the only thing that's healing me is the maze at the moment. And that just worn off. Alright, take one of those. I need 2 of those. Fuck. I keep hitting the wrong button. I'll take the purified water. Did I not get a key from someone? He does not have a key. You don't have a key. You don't have a key. Whose arm is this? Oh, it's your arm. Okay, you didn't have a key. You did not have a key. Neither did you, and neither did you. Ceiling, okay. Genuine, no. Mention, no, that didn't work either. Okay, so I'm continuing to look for potential duds now. Okay, what about lurking? Nope. Bandits? Nope. No. Okay, so leaving is good. Well, 4 out of 7 of it is good. So the ING and the L. So leaving with everything. Or it could be the E. So I know the ing is good. The V and the A is not good. The E or the L is good. Selling. Disengage that lock for me, please. Buy some maintenance key. So the maintenance key was in here. I'll take the lunchbox, because why not? I'll take the bubble gum. And doesn't look like there's anything else. Take some of that Mentats. Take the blood pack. And I don't have a high enough skill for that. Okay, so that should be enough. I guess it was not enough. I'm a thirsty boy, apparently. Yeah. By the way, I can now open this. Yeah, I managed to make it open, or get it open. Oh, I'm over encumbered. I'll drop that, because why not? I'll drop that as well. Same thing with that. I'll use the 9mm for now. How much damage did I take? Not a lot. So I'll just take a purified water. And that'll let me move. Because I am now at 210 out of 210. Take the pre-war money. Drink some water. Drink some more water. As much as I want to take that dynamite. There we go.
You like that?
You weren't supposed to be there. Scared the shit out of me. I don't use throwing spears. The dynamite and frag mines go for a decent amount. So I'm not going to get rid of them. At least not until I absolutely have to. Ransom note. So this is just the platinum chip I was supposed to deliver in the ransom note. If you want to see your wife alive again, bring the cash in small unmarked bills to the Bison Steve on Tuesday. Your wife alive? Interesting. items. There we go. A perfectly maintained varmint rifle. Oh, this room is locked for some reason. 2 jet. And 2 psycho. Oh, Jesus. I don't think the game like that very much. Yeah, it looks like this guy kind of used all of the drugs and then cut himself and just ended it. Which is a sad thing, but in a scenario like this, you just kind of do what you need to do. If I had more room, I would definitely take those, but unfortunately I don't. Armor case. No, I don't have the lockpicking skill for that. A 1 key. Where does that 1 key go to, I wonder? Oh, the gun cabinet. So I don't have any 10mm pistol, I do technically. I'll drop this. But actually I'll put it in here. That way it does not despawn. At least I don't think it will despawn. I hope it doesn't despawn when it's in there. Yeah, and that looks like to be about it for this place. If I remember to come back here, I'll definitely try and get both of those locked containers, as well as the incinerator.
Well, that was quite an adventure. We taught those convicts a thing or two, didn't we? Breaking myself out of a hostage situation. Not to diminish your role in it, of course, but it was quite thrilling. Problem is, there's still no law in print. What are we to do the next time ruffians menace us and hold us hostage?
What are you talking about? You're the sheriff.
Oh, no. I'm just the deputy, and I can't be a deputy without a sheriff. It's called chain of command.
Okay, what are the qualifications?
It should be someone brave like you, but more of a homebody. Someone who'll settle down and watch over us. I heard the powder gangers talking about someone in the prison named Myers who has some experience as a sheriff. He may be a good choice. Also, with the NCR so close by, you may be able to get them to take over the town. Not sure why they haven't helped out already.
Okay, I guess I'll help.
You will? That's just marvelous. I'll start thinking up questions for the interview. The sheriff that was incarcerated up at NCRCF may be a good choice. You also may be able to convince that NCR guy across the road to take the town under his wing. Although martial law doesn't sound so fun. Any luck finding a suitable...
Can you tell me about the man?
Ah, yes. My memory is much clearer now that I'm free from my bondage. I was performing recon, gathering information on some of the powder gangers, when some great cons arrived with your friend in the suit. They were talking about some delivery they took from a courier. I assume that was you? They said they'd be heading through Nipton to Novak to meet a contact there.
Awesome. So I guess I got multiple quests now. What is this guy supposed to do? He didn't shoot the deputy. Oh yeah. North entrance survey ship. Meet a checkpoint and pay for the delivery. Bring the payment to Josh. Nice. Okay, so this guy must have been someone that, unfortunately, after the delivery got ended prematurely when he went to go and return the cash. Well, damn. Hello. Hey, big guy. I need to ask you something. No. I need to ask you something. Get up. Get up.
Yeah?
Prim is in dire need of some law.
We know Prim is a great strategic point, and we aren't blind to the needs of the town, but we're barely holding our own against the powder gangers. We don't have the guns or the personnel needed to carry out our mission, much less take on defending this town as well.
What do you need to take over protecting the town?
What we need more than anything is bodies. If we had just one more squad, we could easily install a sheriff and still handle our primary objective of protecting the interstate south of here. If you'd like to see the NCR include protection of Prim and its duties, then you'll have to get some more troops up here. Knight at Mojave Outpost may be able to help.
Alright. I'll see what I can do. Even though technically I would have absolutely no sway with the army. Considering I am a courier, I'd pretty much have absolutely zero sway whatsoever with an army. But yet somehow I do. Oh well. All's well. The hell is that noise for? Are you friendly?
You'd better get out of here. You'd better...
You're not friendly because you're a convict. Now, why did I take everything? I do not want to take everything. Give you back your 2 dynamite because I don't want it. Also give you back your fucking thing. Give you back that. And there we go. Then I can repair this gun. We'll take that. Because now what I can do is I can repair that. And I can repair that leather armor. And do I have a water? I do have a water.
Hey!
I hear more, but I don't see more. I'll take the tree hydras. Take the energy cell. Yeah, sometimes it shoots when I'm aiming, sometimes it shoots like too high or too low. I'm like just barely keeping with the weight. Fuck it, I don't care about the reds that much. There's nothing really else I can take at the moment. That wouldn't be a waste. I do like how this 9mm looks though. It does look cool and interesting. Oh. There we go. A rat scorpion did not like me apparently. There we go. Looks like there's some ammo crates in here. Nothing in those middle boxes. That's okay. Oh, hello there. I have no idea where you came from, but okay. Nipton Road Rest Stop. I'll leave that for now. Take the bottle caps. carrying bleak venom. Sure, I'll use that. On the back room, boarded up. And I'm not seeing any key around here. What? Let me out. And that's barred off. Interesting. You know what I find very interesting? This is supposed to be like hundreds of years after the bombs fell. And I know that after, well, I forget the specific number, but after a certain amount of years, there's supposed to be fallout, which happens because this is what's called fallout. And it's supposed to be like a Cold War for a number of years, and then it's supposed to start like becoming back to normal.
There. Need anything?
Yeah, let's see.
Sure. Here's what I got.
Let's see. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. So exactly what type of ammo do you have? So I'll take some of that. I'll give you the laser pistol and that. 7.4. I'll give you the single shotgun. And I'll also sell you the 10mm pistol. Then I want that. I want that. That uses E-cells, which is energy cells, so take that. I did not mean to hit A. Fuck, I lost some caps there. There we go. Well, I lost some cash because I accidentally pressed the A button when I didn't mean to. But that's just how it goes. I could technically reload an earlier save, but fuck it, I'm not going to. pretty sure I could have kept some of my other stuff though. Oh well. There'll be more opportunities in the future. Too bad I couldn't take a thing like this and fix it up. Like, look how many bikes there are. All of these look like they could be potentially fixed up. Well, not that one, since it's been broken and busted.
Coming from the north? Must be crazy to brave those roads.
What is this place?
Outpost. Mojave Outpost. Watching a lot of nothing feels like a big Brahmin pen for caravans. They've been stopped for a while, waiting for the roads north to clear. Or the clearance papers to go through. Looks like you've walked away, so if you need to shake the dust off, head to the barracks at the bars there. Not much, but better than nothing.
Right, what are those statues
Those
of?
two represents unification. Mostly good for shade. Won't do much else when the Legion reaches us.
Any work around here?
Nothing I know of. But if you've come from the north, means you can travel freer than most around here. Might check the barracks. Someone might need you to hoof it somewhere. Just be careful you go up on the roof. Got a sniper watching the road. If your gear's in need of repair, HQ's also worth checking out. Talk to Major Knight, he can help. Provided you got a pen and plenty of ink.
Alright, I'll be going now.
Watch yourself. Howdy.
Howdy.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Okay, so you say nothing.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for winter or winter.
Nothing here I can take without getting in trouble. And I can't go out there because they have that way closed off.
It's been a long tour. All I can think about now is going back home. Got business here?
I'm not sure you should be here.
Oh, shut it.
I'm not sure you should be here.
Oh, you be quiet.
New face in the outpost. Must have come from the north. So, what do you have?
Anything you can tell me about the
Not too
outpost?
much. A lot of caravans going nowhere. A lot of troopers going nowhere too. Few prospectors here and there, but they don't do more than stink up the place. Everybody's backed up here. You'd think it'd be good for business, but most of the traders are tight with the caps, even the larger caravan outfits.
Any work around here?
Work around here? Might check with Jackson in the main building, or Ghost up on the roof above, but watch out. She's kind of a bitch.
Huh?
Don't tell her I said that, though. Might take a bullet some night when I'm going to the latrine.
Alright, I'll be gone.
Fine then.
You look out of place.
Looking for trouble?
No, only looking around.
Well, keep those eyes up and turning, or I'll set 'em spinning. Got no time for gawkers, or anyone looking for something I ain't selling.
Well, how about a drink?
How about a drink? How about a couple is what you mean. Drinking to forget, and it's only getting me mad instead. Whiskey always gets my temper up, now more than ever. Drinking used to cause all sorts of trouble back west. Before I punched enough people, that is. And they learned to lay low when the whiskey hit.
What are you trying to forget?
Lost my caravan heading north. The driver burned to ash. And they didn't even take the cargo, they just burned that too.
Doesn't sound like it is.
My guess is Legion. They're trying to cut NCR's supply line, and the Mojave outpost is proof. Got us locked up tighter than a New Vegas virgin. No caravans in, out, and just try arguing with Jackson about it. Roads aren't safe, he says. No shit, you washed out old fuck-up. I didn't need a Brotherhood scribe to tell me that.
Who's Jackson?
NCR officer, trooper, whatever. Runs the place. He's over in the main building, the one without a bar. Jackson won't let me head north. It's not safe. And even though my caravan's gone, my caravan papers are keeping me here. So if you came here for work, my advice, go find the Crimson Caravan branch south of Vegas. They can help you out. What's on your mind?
Any work around here?
If you're looking to sign on with the caravan? No. Traders are bottled up tight here. Caravan works up north. Check with the Crimson Caravan, maybe. Gunrunners might have work. Wouldn't know for sure, though. Still, if you got a gun, guts, and feeling like going on patrol, might be some of the soldiers around here have work for you.
Alright. Any other work?
I don't know. Seems to be a lot of attention on Nipton. Word is, one of the snipers in the nest on the roof spotted smoke from the east.
Sniper on the roof?
Yeah, her name's Ghost or something. Fucking scary. Ooh. Guess it's 'cause you'll never see her till you're dead. NCR and their goddamn nicknames. As if Caesar himself's gonna piss and run if he hears them. Anyway, go on and head up top. Ask her what's going on if you haven't already. I don't much give a shit.
Alright, any other work?
Jackson might have something for you if you haven't already spoken to that old buzzard. He was looking to try to get troops to clear the North Road. You can find him over in the other building. The one without a bar. What's on your mind?
What can you tell me about this?
You're looking at it. It's a watering hole without much to brag about. It's like a Brahmin drive gone wrong. Supposed to be a gate north, but you come here, you get caught in the pen. Better to head back home. If you don't have a gun and a will, don't matter much what you do when you reach here, except stare at that fucking monument outside. Don't even tell me you missed it coming in. It's like NCR showing its dick to all the East. If the Republic put as much effort into protecting the East as they put into those two asinine giants outside, then they'd be worth that monument. Statues of two men shaking hands covered in blood. Don't seem to be nothing to brag about. One's a ranger, one's an NCR trooper, supposed to represent unification of West and East, or some such shit. As far as those two iron lovebirds go, they've got more spine you'll see in a year from the NCR government.
What do you mean by covering blood before?
I'm speaking figurative. Isn't any blood on their damn hands. Of course, when Caesar comes walking through here, there'll be blood for real. And after the blood dries in the sun, he'll melt that piece of jet-induced sculpture down and reshape it into a bull, which by my reckoning is making up for a deficiency of his. But no matter what the state of his pecker, he's sure giving the West a good fucking.
Alright, I'll be going.
You take care now.
You look interesting.
Howdy.
But you got nothing to say. And unnamed characters generally don't have shit for you, so... Oh, would I go?
Caravan, citizen, pilgrim, or... Just need something for the logbook, keeping tabs on traffic throughout the outpost. Although mostly just in, not out these days. If you're looking for the commanding officer, he's in the back. Although, he's got a lot on his plate, so if you speak with him, keep it short. Also, if you need any gear checked, we can get you up and running again. Once you fill out the work orders and sign for the parts, of course.
Alright, anything I can do to help around here?
Help? Oh, well, you could speak to Ranger Jackson. He might have something for you.
He sort of runs things around here. Mostly ends up sending reports back west that aren't filled with the best news.
Alright, who are you?
Me? I'm Knight. Major Knight. I've been stuck here dealing with these caravans for ages now, but somebody's got to do it.
Not exciting enough?
It ain't so bad. If Caesar's Legion decides to push west through Nipton, old Mojave Outpost here will be the front line.
Alright, can you tell me about the outpost?
NCR border guard duty mostly. It's our job to make sure the caravans can move safely along I-15 and Highway 95. Not the best posting or assignment, but it beats being sent east or patrolling the Colorado. Legion's pretty thick there.
Alright, I'd like to talk to you about Prim.
Prim? Hayes units is stationed up there. We're having problems with some of the NCRCF convicts. What can I help you with?
Hayes is unmanned.
I'd like to help. We can't spare any more units. We have to maintain a minimum headcount at the outpost. Orders from the west.
Having Prim and the Treasury under NCR control would help the west.
I see the wisdom in that. I'll radio for a unit to head up to Prim and offer some additional support.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sir.
Let's get both of those up to 40. And I want to do... What do I want to do? I guess we'll get some science up. Also... So with the comprehension push, you gain double the bonus from reading magazines and 1 additional point from skill books. Sure, let's go with that one.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I can't believe how lax the NCR is with me just walking around. I don't think you'd be able to do anything like this, what we can do in the game.
Looks like we got a new visitor in the old Brahmin pen. Not many people coming here in a hurry, only passing through. And if you're passing through, you picked a bad time. Road north has gone to hell, and if I let a caravan through, they won't make it.
You sure seem like you have enough soldiers.
Soldiers, no. Recruits, yes. And the Mojave Outpost has been ordered to have a standing force at the NCR perimeter at all times. So sending anyone out reduces the outpost's numbers, and would be in direct violation of my orders from back west.
Is NCR sending more troops?
Sending more troops, yes. To reinforce the outpost, no. Troops head through here on their way to McCarran, or to the front lines at Forlorn Hope. Or they're on leave, on their way to New Vegas to piss away their pay. All of them passing through.
Damn, you sound frustrated.
Frustrated? No, I have my orders. Signed and approved all the way up the chain from Kimball. And I understand the reasons. The outpost isn't a Legion target, yet. Not like Vegas or the Dam. But if the caravans get choked here, that's gonna bite NCR hard. Anyway, didn't mean to talk your ear off. Some days, just feel like more requisition forms and daily reports come across my desk than results.
Anyway, I can help?
Help? No, look, I appreciate... You know what? Yes, I could use the help. You look like you can handle yourself. I need to get the caravans moving again. That means clearing a path north. There's too much crawling the asphalt up the road to allow it.
Sounds like a deal.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Come back here when you're done. I might accidentally lose some supplies to pay you with.
Alright. What is my weight? 160? Yeah, I can do that. Now I gotta go deal with some of the insects that are crawling on the asphalt, as he puts it. You know, they could have built this better. Instead of having it on the fucking roads, they could have like built it, you know, either off to the sides or had it a little bit bigger, even though it is technically a waste of resources, either which way you look at it. Or they could have had it sitting in between the roads. But I guess you don't really... No, they still technically have vehicles. They just don't have ground vehicles. Which honestly is quite silly. They have air vehicles because they have the vertebrates. What quest do I have? Oh. There we go. Now there's only one more ant here. Birmes. That helps out a little bit, even though that's not what they were technically worrying about. Well, it is something that they were worrying about, but it wasn't the main issue that they're worrying about. Either way, I done helps a little bit. It always sounds like there's something that's gonna be like right beside me with them whenever the music kicks up, but yeah, I know there's not.
Hello.
Hello.
Appreciate the help. Wish I had more work for you, but nothing else on the radar at the moment. No, I mentioned you might accidentally get supplied, and I meant it. Not allowed to contract mercenaries at the outpost. Still, a requisition form or two can get lost, and they're not gonna come check. So here you go, just between us.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate the help. Wish I... Take care. Cool your heels over in the barracks if you want.
Alright, will do. So now... I can actually go world map. And I can fast travel to Prim. I can go talk to the knight. Because basically, as soon as I go over to the powder gangers, I'll be shot in sight. Plus, the powder gangers aren't really a good group of people to be with. Not that I'm not saying that they're not good people or whatnot. I'm just saying that to me they're not the best of people, like as a group.
Yeah, I just got word of that. There's a squad of rangers standing by. Sergeant McGee will take over as sheriff and the rangers will be his deputies. This town will be in NCR territory. This means that aside from protection, the citizens will also need to become registered NCR citizens and pay any appropriate and associated taxes. Roger. I'll radio them over now.
Yeah, no matter what you pick, because there's three options. There's the NCR, there's the person that's in the prison, and there's also...
Hello there. It's good to see a friendly face. I almost took you for a raider, I did. Name's Malcolm. Malcolm Holmes. Don't suppose you'd care to trade. I'm missing a few essentials and... screw this. Lying just ain't in my nature. I'll tell it to you straight. I've been following you for a good bit now.
You know, you would have been better at that lie if we were out in the wasteland. But we are in NCR territory. I'm in one of the NCR camps, and yet you come up with that line. You need to get better at this, my friend. Why were you following me?
It started off innocently enough. I was traveling, as I often do, and happened to observe you picking up one of those Blue Star caps. You didn't show any reaction to it, so I figured you didn't know what you'd gotten your hands on.
Why didn't you say anything then and there?
I had to make sure of your disposition. There's a lot of jumpy folks out there that'll shoot a man as soon as talk to him. Now that we're conversing, though, I can tell you what I know about those caps. There's an old wasteland legend that says somewhere out there is a fabulous treasure from before the war. Those caps with the blue star on them, the tale goes, are the key to that treasure. They're called Sunset Sarsaparilla Stars.
Do you collect these?
Nah, I gave it up years ago. Too dangerous. And even if I did still collect them, I'd tell you the same. There's people out there so mad with the idea of treasure that they'll attack strangers just on the suspicion that they have some of those caps.
Alright, what kind of treasure?
No one knows. Money, weapons, water. It is, or maybe was, something of value, and that's enough to get people motivated.
Alright, where can I find more of these caps?
All over the place. The easiest place to find them is unopened bottles of Sunset Sarsaparilla. You'd think they'd all have been picked clean by now, but somehow, new bottles keep appearing in the machines. Some say it's old Festus that does it, hoping someone will finally collect enough caps to earn the treasure. Other than bottles, you'll just have to scavenge. You can find caps in the unlikeliest of places, and Blue Star caps are no exception.
What? You said Festus, who's that?
It's said that the treasure is guarded by a man named Festus, and he's the one who asked for the Blue Star caps. It's also said he's been around since the war, standing a lonely vigil, waiting for someone to come and take the treasure off his hands. That'll make him pretty damn old, but I've met a few people in my travels who claim they actually met him, and they weren't the lying type either.
Alright, thanks, but I'll be going.
No problem. If you do end up trying to collect more stars, watch out for a man named Alan Marks. He's killed several people for their stars already.
Alright. Let's go see how Prim is doing now that they have the NCR under their protection. But anyways, as I was saying, there's 3 endings to this. One, you get to the NCR. The other is the prison, and the third, you can actually make the robot that's in here become sheriff. You can make him become sheriff. And he, in all 3 scenarios, Deputy Beagle will no longer become Deputy Beagle.
Well, if it isn't the Lawbringer. My problem is that I'm no longer a deputy. I'm just a beagle now. Apparently 2.5 months of law enforcement experience doesn't count for anything. The new regime is just that. All new. He's rude. Don't tell him I said it. Prim has a sheriff now, just not as supportive as I would have hoped.
Yeah, no matter what, because like, if you get him, he says something a little bit different, but he's still the same attitude. You get the guy from the prison over here, still the same goddamn attitude. So no matter what, it's just...
Prim has a new sheriff. That should keep the powder.
Hey there.
Hey. But yeah, so like, no matter what you do, it's just like, you can't win for trying. Who are you? You look interesting.
Those soldiers you brought down on us is all business, stranger. Better than lawlessness, though. So you've got my thanks.
Well, honestly, like, they said themselves that they could not handle the pressure that was being put on them by the powder gangers. So if that was the case, I would rather have an army that is bigger than this goddamn town to be able to work, to be able to protect us.
Heard it was you brought the law back to Prim, youngster. Hats off to you.
That beat up old thing? What do you want to know? A courier dropped it off a couple of months back. I got it working for a little while, but the darn thing pooped out. I haven't been able to get it up and running again. I was hoping to use it for some courier work, but that ain't gonna happen.
What's wrong with it?
Hell if I know. I don't think it's serious, but my tinkering days are long gone.
Mind if I try?
You're welcome to try. It's yours if you can get it working. If I had my way, I'd dump it in the scrapyard in Novak and be done with the damn thing.
I guess I don't have...
Alright, how's Prim these days?
We got rule of law again, but of the martial variety. NCR orders us around like junior soldiers. Better than lawlessness, though.
See you later.
Bye.
It ain't the best choice, but really there isn't really. Examiner of science. Science 55 or higher. What is my science at? 33. 65. So I can't do anything with either of those. So I have to come back for multiple things here then. I will once I can get them up. So now I'm going to go this way. But actually, there's still something I can do at the outpost. I love how fast I can fast travel.
Hey.
Hey.
You a courier? If so, this might be your lucky day. If you don't mind walking a bit. And your eyes are good.
What's the... yeah, what's the pay?
The pay? The pay is a good goddamn thanks from the heart of the Republic. Just shitting you with the NCR line. Done wonders for morale around here.
President Kimball keeps saying getting shot at is its own damn reward. Do this job for me, though. I'll do what I can. People know I hate most everyone, so if I put in a word for you, that's gold.
Alright, what's the problem?
I think there's trouble in Nipton. No traffic from there on the roads. And while I can explain that away, the smoke from the town I can't. I'm sure it's been hit. What I need to know is if they survived it. Might be powder gangers with all that smoke in the air. If there's anybody left, they'd be in the Nipton Town Hall. Go there. Check it out. Let me know what you find.
Alright, I'll do it.
Alright. Look at you. All fired up and ready to go. Wish the others around here had that kind of attitude. Listen, I don't want you getting killed for this. So if you head there and run into trouble, I'm asking for eyes and ears, not your life. Alright?
Alright, what can you tell me about the outpost?
Not much to tell. One of the worst posts in the NCR if you're looking to be anything more than a babysitter. Full up here, but just enough so we can't send out patrols. Gotta maintain a standing force. Jackson's orders. NCR's orders. Can't spare men for patrols or escorts, so caravans are backing up here like a Brahmin with a bottle in its ass. Typical NCR bullshit.
Alright, any news from the west?
Kimball's Kimball. Not sure which end is his ass or his head. Caravan families are causing trouble. Big circle getting tense. The usual. Look, you want gossip, go to the bar downstairs and listen to a whole lot of nothing. Me? I gotta keep watch, then fill out the daily log.
Alright, I'll be going then.
Mind yourself on the plank going down.
Yeah, if you had a high enough skill, like sneak skill, you could actually, like, start from, like, way back there and sneak your way all the way up here and talk to her. And if you do that without getting her attention, she actually has some unique dialogue for you. I think if you sneak and you do get her attention, you still get dialogue. Oh, unique dialogue. But either way, she praises you for her not being able to notice you right away, which is actually kind of cool. I like that. Fortunately, I almost never go with the sneaky route. I prefer the run and gun method. The heavy-headed long shot run and gun, that type of shit. You know, she said that she saw smoke from... Interesting, so she said that she saw smoke coming from Nipton, and Nipton's right over there, but I don't see no smoke. Maybe she saw it earlier and the smoke's gone? I don't know. And you got 13 rounds in my clip. Now I'm out of 9mm. Ooh, excuse me. Oh hey, I got a service rifle. Oh, there's still the ants that are aggroed onto me. Yeah, I've really never understood how this works because, like, shooting with just the tip of the gun, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. So I just really don't understand that. Hey, there we go. Bug Stomper perk rank 1. Game, there is more than just that one bug. Hey, look at that. That's a big anthill. But apparently this used to be a racetrack, even though I thought it was filled with water at one point. Yeah, I don't really know what's supposed to be out here to begin with, so. Other than the ants, that is. Damn it. There's some birds.
Did you see that? That crazy bitch just attacked out of nowhere.
Any idea why?
No, none at all. We've been traveling together since I picked her up a few days ago, and she's been friendly this whole time. We'd actually been flirting a little when she suddenly pulled a gun out and began yelling at me to hand my caps over. Now that I think of it, though, she laughed when I threw her my money. I think what she really wanted was my Lucky Charm necklace.
Lucky Charm necklace?
Yeah, every once in a while you can find a cap with a blue star on it. They're pretty rare, so I started collecting them. And once I had enough, I made a necklace out of them, since I thought they were lucky.
Just be more careful in the future.
I will. That's the last time I pick up a straggler on the road, believe me.
Yeah, I never know where he comes from exactly, because I've never actually seen him. Like, see where the this incident takes place. Shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, they come over from, like, this direction, I assume. But yet, I never know where it actually happens. Yeah, 'cause, like, I don't see anything here. Oh. I found Jacqueline. That was the one that does the thieving. There we go. Fully repaired 10mm. That guy looks happy.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did! Smell that air! Couldn't you just drink it like booze?
Are you feeling right?
Are you kidding me? Never felt better. Yeah!
What lottery did you win?
What lottery? The lottery. That's what lottery. Are you stupid? Only lottery that matters. Oh my God! Smell that air!
Okay, are you a powder ganger?
Powder ganger? What? I mean, yeah, used to be, sure. But not no more. Powder gang is small time, man. I'm a winner! I won the motherfucking lottery!
I need to get going.
Bye.
You are a weird person. So it looks like the Legion is here, and there's the black smoke. Yeah, this looks like the worker of the Legion. And this is the worker of the Legion.
Don't worry. I won't have you lashed to a cross like the rest of these degenerates. It's useful that you happen by. I want you to witness the fate of the town of Nipton, to memorize every detail. And then, when you move on, I want you to teach everyone you meet the lesson that Caesar's Legion taught here, especially any NCR troops you run across.
Okay, what lesson did you
Where
teach
to
you?
begin? That they are weak and we are strong? This much was known already. But the depths of their moral sickness, their dissolution, Nipton serves as the perfect object lesson.
So what exactly happened here?
Nipton was a wicked place, debased and corrupt. It served all comers, so long as they paid. Profligate troops, powder gangers, men of the Legion, such as myself. The people here didn't care. It was a town of whores. For a pittance, the town agreed to lead those it had sheltered into a trap. Only when I sprang it did they realize they were caught inside it too.
You captured everyone.
Yes, and herded them to the center of town. I told them their sins, the foremost being disloyalty. I told them that when legionaries are disloyal, some are punished, the others made to watch. And I announced the lottery. Each clutched his ticket, hoping it would set him free. Each did nothing, even when loved ones were dragged away to be killed.
You slaughtered innocent people.
Innocent? Hardly. Cowardly, though. They outnumbered us, yet not once did they try to resist. They stood and watched as their fellows were butchered, crucified, and burned. One by one, they stood and hoped their turn would not come. Each cared only for himself.
Your crimes are
As are
unforgivable.
all crimes, if you feel strongly about it, attack us, and soon you won't feel a thing.
That's not doing nearly as much as I thought it would. Why the fuck did you not reload? You did the animation to reload, but yet you did not reload. I'll take his helmet. Damn, I can't help a single one of these people. That sucks. But at least the people that did this got what they deserved. Because no one should have to go through this pain, getting crucified like this.
Are you fucking kidding me? First I get my leg smashed, and then in walks the Powder Ganger's Grim fucking Reaper. What the fuck have you got against us, man? Jesus fucking Christ. If you want me dead, just give me 15 medics and I'll fucking OD for you, okay? Fuck!
Easy, man.
I don't know. I just love it here. What the fuck do you think, asshole? Prize for second place was I got to live, but they beat my fucking legs with hammers. I'm fucking crippled, get it? And you're a fucking dream come true, ain't you? How much you gonna give me? 5 doses? Nice. A fella could put himself out of his misery with 5 doses.
How did you survive?
Look, that's how. I'm just that fucking lucky. You're looking at the second place winner of the Nipton lottery. That asshole Swanick took first place, so him they let walk.
Tell me about this.
It ain't like we came to Nipton to play it. Me and my crew had it worked out to kidnap some NCR troopers who come to town to get laid. Had it all worked out with the scumbag mayor. We were gonna ransom them off, keep their weapons for ourselves, a nice score.
How do your plan go wrong?
We get in position, and next thing we know, we're surrounded by those fucking Legion freaks. They dragged us and everybody else into the center of town. And that asshole with a dog on his head, he starts talking about how we're bad people. He said we needed to be punished for what we did. Not all of us, but some of us. And then he gives everyone a fucking lottery ticket.
What happened then?
What do you think? He started drawing tickets and that's how people got punished. First up was the lucky losers. They got decapitated. Guess that's lucky cause it's pretty quick. Then came the crucifixions. God damn, but those went on and on and on. Third place runners-up got enslaved. I got the fuck beat out of my legs. In the winter, they let go free.
You said some of the people enslaved?
Yeah, a bunch of those Legion fucks dragged them off right away. They were headed east, if you're feeling heroic.
I'll do what I can to save
Don't
them.
act like you'd be doing me a favor. I don't give a fuck. The Legion happened. What the fuck's it look like?
What happened to the mayor?
Him? When his ticket came up, they burned him alive on a pile of tires. Like what?
I knew you'd go.
Bye.
Now, even though I don't like the powder gangers, after something like that, I don't expect them to be fucking doing anything anymore. So I'll take that. A weaponry packet. Oh, cool. Let's level that up to 50. Let's level that up to that. And add one into that. This was not unlocked until just now. Why did it say it was unlocked at level 4? Because that was not on the last time I could pick things.
Are you fucking... First... Gee...
I don't know why my light turned off. Because I could have sworn I had it on when I walked through the door. Oh, god damn. Oh, well, that's wonderful. The game goddamn crashed. What the? Okay, this is getting really annoying. Fallout seems to have a fucking thing of where if I tab out of the game for any reason whatso goddamn ever, it decides that it no longer wants to register a goddamn thing in the game. It acts like it crashes without it crashing. And I find that really fucking annoying. That was close. Oh, I moved these. Cool. I'm moving these because they might have a grenade underneath them or something. And I don't want to be blown up. Oh, cool. There's a basement. Looks like the puppies did not like the red roaches. Damn. Take the bottle cap now. I'll take the chessboard instead. Yeah. I just hate how fucking glitchy Fallout New Vegas is. Like, it's a good game, but a glitchy one at that. It's a good one, but a glitchy one. Yeah, and that door's blocked off. Not going upstairs yet. You know, for the main building of this place, you'd think it'd be a lot goddamn cleaner. Yeah, this place really isn't looking too good. To assembly floor. What is the other way to take me? Also to the assembly floor. Okay. Come on, there we go. How did the Legion Mongol not set off the fucking landmine? Come on. Jesus, I don't know why it won't let me fucking exit when I'm on that screen. I wonder why most of these desks are empty. As much as I like purified water, I can't really hold on to it right now. Boy, there really is nothing over here. Yay, my science increased by 4. God damn it. Tell you what, I'm not gonna need that. But actually, what I should do is I should go like this. There we go. Do I have a laser pistol? I did not until just now, unless I sold it. So it looks like he was trying to play all three sides, but he ended up losing. Was there not a key anywhere? Maybe I have to find the mayor's body outside. Or maybe it's down somewhere in the basement. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in the tire pits. Well, I think it's about time to get out of this place. You know, we'll technically have to walk back again. Well, not necessarily walk back, but fast travel back there to continue further into the quest.
You check out the Nipton Town Hall yet? Smoke trail's not getting any shorter. Legion this far west? You're fucking kidding me. That's not outside the border. They're moving in, and fast. Nipton wasn't the most friendly town, but... Alright, thanks for checking on that. Wish it set my mind at ease. Now I'm more on edge than ever. Unless you burn the town, don't take blame that's not due. Things are gonna get uglier before the year's out. Well, thanks for hoofing it there and back, even if it was bad news. Wish we could spare the troops to go hunting, but orders are to stay put. Fucking Mojave's going to hell, and all I can do is sit here and watch.
Okay, so that's done. Fast travel back to Nipton because I need to head that way anyways. papers. I got 5 shots left in this. Oh, the big hornets are the angry ones. Oh wait, where did the other one go? Oh. No. What other weapons do I have? I have weapons, I just don't have the ammo. So it looks like they ran down there. One blew themselves up. Okay, I don't know why it would not let me do anything about that. Because I was hitting the action button. I'm too weighed down. Ooh, why is my game suddenly freaking out? Yeah, sorry for the jitteriness. I don't know why it's starting to freak out right now. Cause I didn't notice this earlier, if it was. Maybe something activated in the background on my computer. I don't know.
Prim as a new sheriff. That should keep the powder gangers away.
Should, yep.
I'm not sure you should be here.
What do you need?
business here?
Hey there, need anything?
Let's see, Wes.
Sure. Here's what I got.
Someone sell some stuff. No, I do not want to sell that. I clicked once on the submachine gun. But I do have a sturdy caravan shotgun, so you know what? Yeah, I am going to sell that. 5.56, 5.56. I'm going to sell the varmint rifle because I got the service rifle. As for you, I want all your rounds. Okay, then I'm gonna sell you my lightweight leathers, regular leathers, tribal rating, in the Vault 21. I'm gonna keep this for now. And I am going to sell you actually no, that doesn't take up any weight. I'm not going to sell that. And I'll accept that trade. What kind of guns do you have other than the ones I just sold to you? Not too bad. I am now lighter though. I'm a lot lighter. You guys do see that there's legionnaires up there, right? Take this and this. Might as well take that. Oh, brute forward. So I'll take a plasma rifle. that was fun. I think that was it. Yeah, I believe so. I wonder if there'll be any more legionaries.
You like that?
Okay, nice of you to pop up in thin air. Who's up here? Oh shit, they're legionaries. Well, they're not hostile toward me at the moment, so I'm just gonna keep going this way. Yeah, I really don't get why my computer's having such a hard time with this. It should not be having such a rough time. Sorry, Brahman, I did not mean to shoot you. Oh, the day just changed. Well, I'm glad that even though the Brahmin are pissed at me because I accidentally shot them, that they aren't actually going to attack me. Yay, vilified.
McCarran doesn't like it when civilians wander into military outposts, so if you're here on business, better make it quick. Radio signal out here can be pretty spotty because of all the hills. Sometimes our scheduled updates don't go through. When it happens enough times, they send someone over to check up on us. Lately, we've been getting extra medical supplies for some reason. I'm in no rush to give the supplies back, either. Ranger Station Charlie. We're responsible for keeping the highway up through Novak civilized. All quiet at the moment. Ranger Beaumont is in charge here, but he's off leading a patrol. We're part scout, part commando, part sheriff. The training is brutal, and I'd say 8 out of 10 recruits washes out before the end. Before you get your ranger badge, you gotta prove you can be quieter than a shadow, and more ferocious than a deathclaw. Couple dozen, I'd say, most of them posted at stations like this one. We either man the station or patrol the immediate area. The Rangers mostly draw from the basic NCR army. A trooper who shows exceptional skill at fighting and scouting can be nominated for the training. Sure. I shouldn't have said anything in the first place. And I'd rather not get you into the habit of crossing the NCR. See you around.
Yeah, so looks like it's just him. And a couple rangers.
Got business here.
Looks like just him and one other ranger here. I guess the NCR that's coming down here is the ones that are on in base here. But I think I'm gonna actually end the stream right here. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and for